Miss has been diagnosed as a social phobic. Especially, she has a fear of writing in front of other people. Dr. Lukas has not seen or spoken to the patient before, and this demonstration will show the first approaches of a logotherapist and what a logotherapist can do to diagnose and perhaps indicate the direction of a therapy plan.
Now, the first thing I want to do is to thank you. To say thank you to you for coming here, because you see the meaning of this seminar is to find out methods that can help persons in negative situations of life better and better, to find out methods to help. So this case demonstration is involved in this finding out methods. So somehow you help science and the science of psychotherapy by being here, and help other patients who maybe will recover better from these developed methods. So you just by being here, you help other people you never may know.
Good.
The other thing I want to tell you is that although this is a seminar, for me you are not just a case. You see, I am in a counseling center working at Munich, and all days there are people sitting in front of me like you, seeking my advice, and my aim is to give the best advice I can find. So this is the same aim here. The first aim, the second or third or fourth aim is to help these methods develop. But the first aim for me is just to try to find an advice for you that could help you.
I really appreciate it. It's an opportunity, I know.
So perhaps you could tell me just a little about your life.
I'm married. I've been married. It's my second marriage.
Yes.
Since about a year and a half, since November of '83.
1 year and a half? Just you are married now?
Oh. My second
yes.
marriage.
Yes.
I was single for 14 years prior to that, and I have a 15-year-old son. We have
15.
a 15.
Yes. So it's a son from the first marriage.
Right.
And you brought it into the next marriage. And this marriage now is a happy one?
Oh, basically, yes. Very happy.
That's wonderful.
Yes,
Isn't it an enrichment for your life that you and also your son have found a man where you can build a happy family again?
Oh, yes. My son's a little resistant.
Against his new father, you mean?
Yes, not terribly now. Took about 1 year for him to, he resented Mark as my husband. We were alone for 14 years. My first husband passed away when he was only 4 months old, my son. And I think it's just been hard for him to adjust. They can be friends now, Mark and my son. But
have you helped them being friends, becoming friends?
I hope so.
Yes.
I don't really know that. I tended to feel in the middle terribly at first, and I had a big control issue. I was so used to controlling. Oh, my son, when someone else wants to discipline him more. I had some difficulty with that, admittedly.
You say you had, so now you have not so much difficulties anymore?
No, we've worked some of that through.
So you and also your son have learned a lot out of this situation.
Oh yes, I'm a lot more comfortable. It's really nice now to have help.
Oh yes.
Rather than the responsibility being all mine. Although I fought it at first.
Well, 15 years old, it's just the age where always are little difficulties. So if you say they are not very big, they are normal in a normal way. So I think you just have well, done a good work in this, because it was really a complicated situation for this boy now to have the mother not for him alone, but to have, how do we say, divided with another person?
Yeah, affection
Yes.
is divided.
You-
Shared. Yeah.
Share it, yes, that was the word. So I think that this was a very successful
It is.
thing in your life, this marriage and this building up.
Very much so.
That's
Very
nice.
much so.
So, and I have heard something about your plans for the future.
Well, I am in college now, graduate school. I'm working toward an MA in counseling, and I should graduate, hopefully, next May.
Next May. Where did this wish come from to become a counselor? Is it an old wish you had since many years, or is it a new idea?
It's really fairly old. I've always been interested in psychology. I got my BA in psychology, and after I got married, I admittedly just had the chance to continue graduate school. I had always had to work.
When you first married? Or what?
Well, a year and a half ago, when I first married my second husband.
As a second marriage? There you started to study psychology?
The graduates, no, just the counseling. The psychology degree I'd gotten, oh gosh, I went to school a long time, just going part-time, 3 hours here, 3 hours there, because I did have to work. But I got it after about 8 years, just.
So you had some degree in earlier times. But with the second marriage, you again went to university, and now, this was a point in your life where a lot of new possibilities came into your life.
Lots of change.
This new husband, then this work with yourself and with your son to open a little bit, not to be so only for yourself, as you have been a long time. And at the same time, you started a new, for a new future and profession. So that was a really turning point in your life.
Very much so. My husband also started a new business, which I help him with that, so that's another.
Where did you get this power from for this turning, for this changing in your life?
Oh, I don't know that, some days I don't know that I have it. I'm very happy, basically. I'm really, like I said, I have a very good marriage.
Yes. So did you get out of your love, of the love to this man, did you get out this strength for this change in your life, for this turning?
No, I've always been fairly strong, I think, in my own mind. Of course, the support helps terrifically. Mark is very supportive. He's very supportive towards school. He's very optimistic. Yeah, he has a lot to do with it. He encouraged me to go back. It wasn't totally my decision to go back to school.
Yes, yes.
And
it's a help to have an optimistic partner. I think.
It certainly
very
is.
good.
And he's very, sometimes very protective toward me.
Protector. Yes.
He doesn't solve problems for me, but
Yes.
I feel about him in a way. That sounds really strange, but I was very close to my grandfather as a child, and I have some of those same feelings about Mark, that if things are really awful, I can go to him, and he will take care of it. I don't know whether that's good or not.
Oh, that's good. You have somebody where you can go whenever you need help.
So he did give me a lot of strength.
Yes, so you trust him and you have
I
confidence
do. Yes,
to him.
yes,
Oh,
I do.
That's very nice. You say he does not solve the problems for you. So who solves the problems for you?
Well, ultimately, nobody can. Usually,
Yes.
I end up having to solve them myself. Some problems we do solve together. If it's our son now, I should say our son.
Yes.
We do work together on
yes.
that.
But soon the time comes when he has to solve his problems alone.
And he is closer to that. My
Yes,
son is.
yes,
He really
yes.
is.
Do there exist problems, I mean some bigger problems, which you could solve by you alone? up to now? Can you remember such?
Before I was married, or?
Oh, any time, because you say your husband does not solve the problems for you. Then I asked who does solve them. Then you said, well, I know I have to solve them by my own. Now, did you succeed in this sometimes? Can you remember?
Usually. My mind keeps going back to before I was married.
Yes.
Raising my son was a challenge. I'm not a very conventional person, and I definitely have my own ideals about the way that things should be done.
So I hope you have your own ideals.
Well, when you have a child by yourself, people can tell you very contradictory things, give you, not meaning to hurt you, but...
Yes, it's true.
I felt like I made a lot of decisions that probably wouldn't have been popular with my son. Not with my son, but from other people, family, relatives. Like I kind of did it my way. It sounds so trite, but I did that. I continued with school when I was getting my BA. I did that alone.
Yes.
In fact, I used to pride myself on being alone. I was perfectly happy.
Yes. So you solved some problems in your life just by trusting in your own capacities and not trying to become insecure when other people tell you this and other people tell you this. Just to stay on your own legs and
feet.
that was a sort of solving your problems.
Yeah, sometimes I was upset about it or I felt tense about it. I wasn't sure I was right always.
We are never sure if what we do is completely
But I usually did it. I usually did what I thought was best to do.
Oh yes, I think that's the best we all can do. To do what we are convinced is the best we can do. More nobody can bring.
Yeah.
Yes. So I think you have some problems now because you came here. So I think there is something you want to discuss. So in this case, it is not enough to follow your own decisions or your own capacity of overcoming problems, as you did with your education and.
Right as of late, well, since last November, as a matter of fact, several months, I've just been I don't feel as confident, as able to do things by myself. It's manifested itself in a couple of ways.
Since last November?
Last November.
You have lost some confidence in yourself?
Well, I've lost it, or I don't know whether I really had it. I feel really confused about it. It seems like I didn't question myself so much anymore before.
And before. That's good. As long as you don't question yourself much, then you have confidence. But automatically. But if you think, if you have confidence or not confidence, in the same moment your confidence is lower. You see, because you get uncertain.
Right, I do the what ifs. What if I can't do this, or what if I can't do that, or what if I can't?
Why do you do this since November?
I'm not sure why. I started experiencing some physical symptoms that went with, I think, the lack of confidence, and I would have.
When was this physical?
November, approximately November.
So you were ill in November?
Oh, not really. Panic attacks. The typical physical symptoms, yes, you do feel sick, but it goes away. It's tightening in the stomach, sweaty palms, I get the shaky hands, lightness.
There was no shock or realistic event in November? Nothing that happened to you?
No, not really anything.
No fate blow fate or I don't know.
It dawned, like I said, I'm in graduate school. It dawned on me. I was really very successful in graduate school, and then it dawned on me I would have to do the practicum, like with clients.
Yes, with clients.
And that thought made me, I panicked at that really badly.
If you would be able to work with clients practically, that started in November, this practical?
No, it doesn't actually start until fall. This year I just started thinking, I come to a place that, you know, I knew I was succeeding in graduate school academically, which is something I wasn't sure I could do.
So you saw the future coming nearer.
It just hit me.
When you have to work as a therapist or as counselor by your own. But could it be that by going to university again and studying counseling, that a lot of things going on within a person, in the mind of a person, that a lot of these things, by studying them, you transferred a little bit on your own. You started to observe your own, because you learned such a lot of psychological disturbances and problems, psychological problems. Of course, you learn about that in your counseling studies. Could it be that now your attention focused on problems within human beings, and now you look, do I have problems, and what's with me, and so you started to observe yourself?
I think that's part of it. I've heard of a problem like mine because I looked it up in the diagnostic journal, but I haven't really studied it. I think the inward focus, though, the whole program, I started some counseling, just seeing a counselor in the program when I, first started it. And so there's been a lot of inward looking for the last year and a half.
This inward looking can just rob your self-confidence. I think all psychologists during their studying have such periods where they look too much on themselves, because they have learned such a lot of possibility of emotional disturbances and such, and you know, everything there is between normal and ill, there are all shadows, so somehow everything is in normal person too, but in a normal measure, yes, and so we are in this danger, you see. But I think that's a point where we have to understand that we have to find a distance, an inner distance to what we learn and what we practice, and what is going on within ourselves. You understand? Not to transfer it, because if we mix it, so we not really look at the other persons, our patients. We always look with one eye, we look at ourselves, and when with one eye it's a patient. So we have, and that's neither good for the patients we have to help, nor good for us. You understand what I mean? So coming further with your psychological studies, coming further to an end and becoming a professional, you should try to get more and more distance of what you learn, and what you learn is really necessary to help people. So you have to have both eyes on the other people, and distance from your own self-being, because you just need this self-confidence to be able to help other people. And looking inward, we call it hyper-reflect. You would hyper-reflect your own emotional features, or what goes on within you.
Problems.
Yes, your problems. If you hyper-reflect them, then you lose self-confidence, and you are not able anymore to help other people. So just for the sake of your future patients, you have to put again your eyes on the other persons and not on yourself.
Is there a way to learn to do that? I know that's part of I have a panic attack, or specifically when I can't seem to write in front of other people, because I get so shaky.
Yes.
I'm totally self-directed at that point. it's like a movie. It's like seeing me from outside. And I'd really like to learn not to do that. It's a form of self-consciousness, and in a way, it's become a phobia because I never know when it's going to happen. I feel like it's an attack.
Well, that was what I explained to you. That's the basis. Just if you look too much inward of yourself, too much, and observe you, neurotic habits may develop on this. Any. If it's writing or it's something else, everybody from us can slip into such a. It's just like a circle. So let me tell you an example. I have to give a keynote address tomorrow here at a conference, and I know from my own experience that I'm in the ground of my habit or being. I'm a shy person, so giving speeches before 100 persons is not just what I like best, you see. But anyway, there exists two possibilities for me. The one is then that I stand up and try to start to speak, and at the same time I observe myself and question, am I a good speaker, and do people understand myself, and maybe I pronunciate wrong all these words, and maybe the speech is not written good, so they will laugh at it or they will criticize it. Or you see, at the same time, during talking, this can go through my mind, these questions. So I observe my own, am I a good speaker or not good speaker? In the same moment, I'm so blocked, if I do that, and everybody else too, I'm so blocked that I cannot continue with speaking. That's just what happens also with your writing. If you watch your hand, then you cannot go further. But I have another possibility to give this keynote address. I can just stand up and now think it is quite unimportant if whether I am a good speaker or not. That's not important for me, or whether I pronunciate these words well or not. What's really important is for me now to give something to these people listening, some idea or some hint that will help them and in their lives, and they can carry it with them at home and have some, any help of them, maybe, or some ideas that they can agree to and adopt in their lives. Though important is not what happens with me. May I stutter and may I get dressed in all my face. That's not important. Important are these people, and I try to give them my best ideas. That's only a thing that is important. And in this moment, when I stop observing me, you understand, and I insidely I try to transcend myself for these people, then I'm as good as I can be. So I'm the best speaker I can be. Not better, but the best, because I'm free of these anxieties. Will I fail or will I success? These anxieties have no reason anymore. It's not so important if my success is not so important. Important is these people, and I just give the best I can to these people. Then this best come out. Do you understand what I mean?
Yes.
And I think this attitude is very important also for your profession. One day, not to think, if you sit in front of a patient, not to think, am I able to help this person? Am I a successful therapist? Do I find the right words for this person? All these fears, you got such fears, I think. The practice coming nearer. Forget about that. It's not really important in our profession, if we are well or not well. You understand? The only thing which is important is this patient sitting in front of you. And regardless of if you shiver or not, if you are uncertain, regardless of that, you give the best you can for this person.
So you don't think it really... I fear someday having a panic attack maybe in front of a client.
Yes, yes, don't care for this panic attack. It's not important.
You don't think it would matter that much?
No, I don't think so. This panic attack has some power over you as long as you fear it.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't fear it, if you say, I sit down having a panic attack or not attack, for me just interesting is this patient, he has problems, and I will think over what I can advise to help him with his problems. That's the only thing I'm interested. So my concentration, my mental concentration is not inside of me. It's outside. It just goes outside of me, goes to this patient. You understand what I mean? So maybe you have some attack or some stomach, whatever happens with you, as long as you sit here and you are interested to help this patient, as long as you can help.
Dr. Lukas, we are coming to the close of the reel.
So we, I think we have to stop now and continue after this tape has been changed.
Okay.
You have a little pause to think that over.
Okay.
Do you think it's necessary?
Look, it's the anticipation now. I could, because I really enjoy people.
Yes.
And once I get into the situation,
Yes,
even
yes.
though I've had to tape counseling sessions before, at first the tape recorder bothered me terribly, but I got over it. I was, it's
Well,
just...
you are really brave to sit here. I'm nervous as you. We both are nervous, but anyway, we are sitting here for the sake of these people and for the sake of developing new methods. So we both serve this science.
No, you're right though. If I could direct things differently away from me, it's just, once I panic, it's just, I have this, I know I can think.
Yes, you can.
But I feel very dizzy and lightheaded. So I've often thought perhaps the thing to do would be just to say, I'm sorry, I'm having a panic attack. I'll be okay if you just give me a few minutes.
Yes. Yeah. So I think we can start again.
Okay.
So the last thing you told me was you were thinking about these panic attacks, and you said you have developed some method to think by yourself. Nobody will. How did you say? Will not love me because.
Oh, at first I just assumed that if I would get in a situation, if I had to sign my name or something, and I'd start shaking. I just assumed everybody thought I was insane, crazy, just out of my head.
Yes.
There's
So
something
you
really
feared
wrong
it.
with you.
You feared the situation.
What people thought of me, losing control, that kind of thing. Since then, at least I've tried to tell myself, and I've done it on one occasion, that I've been in this situation. I had to sign my name about 4 times for an insurance form.
Please speak very slowly.
Oh, I'm sorry.
So I can understand that.
I had to sign my name and insurance form. It was hospital insurance form. And you have to sign it about 4 times, which is enough to throw me into a total panic attack. And I just said, you're going to have to wait. I'm sorry.
Yes,
I do have panic attacks. I have a lot of trouble with this.
It's good that you explained it. So there was something of this ununderstandable, it was gone, so you made it understandable.
Well, I think I've come to think one really bad thing is when one has a phobia or a fear of some kind, is to hide it. And I,
Yes.
at first, didn't want my husband to know I was having this problem, and didn't want
yes,
my
yes.
son. I've not told my son.
Well, but before you said something. You said now you go into a situation and think by yourself. If a panic attack comes, then one will understand me and one will not hate me because of that or something like that. So you don't fear it so much as in earlier times.
Sometimes that helps me sometimes.
Yes.
It helps me very often to
Yes.
think in that mode.
Yes.
Sometimes it doesn't
Why,
seem to work.
why does it help sometimes? What do you think? Why?
Well, I try very hard, first of all, to think it really doesn't matter.
Yes. Yes.
My problem...
What do you think is the helping if you go this way and say it doesn't matter if it happens? What is the helping cue? What is it? Why does it help a little bit?
Well, I'm not sure. In my home, I place so much importance on this. I place a lot of my independence on this. Being able to sign my own name, being able to sign my own loans.
But my question is another. You say first you feared it a lot. Then you came to a stage where you say, well, I go into a situation and inside I think if this panic attack comes, it doesn't matter much. Then often it helps you.
Often.
What is that reason why this idea can help you? What do you think? Why?
I'm not placing the importance on it, I guess, that I
Yes.
would normally.
Yes, but why does placing the importance on it make it heavier?
Well, I've at times kind of made it a life and death issue. I don't mean that literally, but I was just so terribly. It was just so terribly important. I thought, oh no, I can't sign my name. What am I going to do?
Yes. Well, I think there is another mechanism that the anxiety of this panic attack. It could come. Is it spoken in good English? The anxiety that it could come. That this anxiety forces it to come. Do you understand what I mean? Because all anxiety which we have always has the effect that our muscles get tense, always. That's the base of shivering, of the cramping. And all anxiety also strings blood vessels. Strings? Is it good? Constricts blood vessels, so we get less blood into the brain. That is this feeling dizzy, and so that anxiety just produces what it fears. Just produces it. You understand what this means? So if you don't want to produce it, I think you don't want to produce it, no?
No.
All right. So what you have to do is to have some possibility to lower your anxiety. If you have no anxiety, it will not produce it. Do you understand this?
Oh yeah, I know I get myself into.
And this lowering anxiety, you have found one way to say inside it doesn't matter very much if it happens. You understand? If you think by yourself it doesn't matter very much, then you have no reason to have such a high anxiety. There exists another method which you could also think inside of yourself. It's stronger. It's stronger than just thinking it doesn't matter. Because it doesn't matter is...
yes, there's another little voice that says, yes it does, yes it does.
Exactly, exactly. If you think it doesn't matter, you just fear it. Still fear it, but, well, you accept the consequences somehow, yes? But there's another method to conquer anxiety. And that's when you put against this fear, you put against a wish, because you cannot feel something and wish the same thing at the same time. It's impossible. Do you understand what I mean?
Sure, the wish.
Yes, the wish, just the wish for this thing to happen, which you fear.
Oh, actually.
It sounds a bit strange.
You actually think,
but
wish it to happen?
Yes.
Like, I wish I would have a panic attack.
Yes, but, well, it's difficult, I know. I only want you are becoming a counselor, so you shall know what's the underlying thing. Not just know a technique, but know why it works. Because you can use the same for other patients when you have patients seeking your advice and have problems with fear. You understand?
Empathy, yes, I
So
understand.
you're going to be a therapist, so you just make your first therapy with yourself. So you're the first patient of you. And if you succeed with your own therapy, then you will succeed with other people too. So helping yourself now will enable you to help other persons later on. You see? Therefore, I want you to understand the mechanism. So you see, the anxiety produces just what you don't want. Now, you just have to fight this anxiety, and that will never happen again, what you don't want, if you have no anxiety. So if you wish, if you think inside, and you best wish it in a very humorous way. Do you have some humor?
Oh, I think so.
Oh, that's good. It's a wonderful thing. Or if you have some humor, you think inside, nothing is more beautiful than a panic attack. So if I go now into a situation, for example, meeting a person which is important to you, then you think, I show her a wonderful panic attack. It's the best this person ever has seen. So you just surprise somebody with a long and thick panic attack. Yes? Yes? Well, you laugh now.
I don't know. No,
you should laugh.
You
shall laugh. By laughing, you best fight your anxiety.
I know.
Yes.
I can just, I'm sorry.
Yes.
It just means so much to me, I guess.
But laughing, you are unable to produce a panic attack because your blood vessels are wide and your muscles are, relaxed. You're just relaxed by laughing.
Well, it is kind of funny. I mean, I have a straight A average in graduate school and I can't sign my name. It is. And, it's very ironic.
But you can sign your name. It's just
I know.
you fear not be able to signing.
Well, I never really thought it was funny before. No, it is.
Yes, it really is. So, you see, the fear produces what you don't wish. But the wish conquers the fear, and the panic attack cannot happen. Not even if you want to produce it. It's very difficult to produce it by will. So go and try it somewhere. Go. If you go home and nobody is there, maybe, and you go home and you sit down at your writing desk and you think, now I produce a big panic attack. I want to prove that I cannot write, not one, what is it?
Syllable?
Yes, not one. Then you will see it's impossible for you to produce a panic attack because you are such relaxed. You laugh as you laughed before. Then you are unable to produce it. And then you play a game on it. You play a game and you say to yourself, well, now I failed in my, I wanted to prove that this lady now, which I talked today, she told me I'm unable to produce a panic attack if I want it. Or I want to prove that she's wrong. I want to show that it's possible to produce a panic attack when I want it. I try it. and you will see, you will be disappointed. Yes, really. Because you see, wish and fear, they just neutralize themselves.
Well, I never really thought of that, and I do think about it a lot.
Yeah.
And now I feel very relieved. I've never thought about it as funny before, but it is. It's kind of
It's a
ironic.
really good method, you see. It has helped thousands and thousands of people.
Definitely, especially next time I want to write a check. My husband won't be happy that I can go back to writing checks.
Maybe he finds some humorous formulations you could think inside. You see, these formulations are your weapon, a weapon against your fear. Because this fear is your enemy. Yes, the fear wants somehow to harm you or to blackmail you somehow. The fear comes and threatens you and says, you will get a heart attack, and then you are threatened. Yes. Now, just if you tell to this fear, well, it's just what I like to do. Now, please produce it. I like it very much. Every day, I'm bored to have a day without a panic attack. It's not nice. So this fear has no power on you. It's like from sailing ships. If they have no wind, it takes out the wind of the sail.
Just think, well, like, come on, the panic. Just
Yes,
come on. Let's just happen.
Just
right now.
Yes, right now. Yes. So always before you go into a situation where you, in times before now, where you inside have thought, well, I would be uncomfortable, if it would happen now. You see, this idea alone lets you be tense, and that lets it happen.
I'm just waiting for it. And it can't happen now, with, how I have felt before.
Yes, but this waiting for it produces.
Oh, yeah.
So you know this name, self-fulfilling prophecy. Yes,
Certainly.
That's what you do. So the best thing you can do going into such a situation, you have something else to think inside. Another idea, not the idea, if it comes now, it's uncomfortable. So then you think, just now I want to produce this, I want it to show to the other persons, and they all will be astonished, and they will see the greatest attacks they have ever seen, and such things. Yes, do it strongly, strongly, not just little.
Don't try
but
and hide
really,
it.
Yes, yes, really. You think this inside, and then you go in bravely and straight, not such.
Yeah.
Straight. Yes. So, and the fear. Well, the fear will flee you. Will go away and seek for another person. You are no an excellent victim anymore.
Well, I think I do.
So please try it, and would you agree to give me some feedback today, someday?
Sure.
So after this session, I give you my address of my home country, and I would like it very much that one day you write me how you proceeded with this method.
Okay, yes? I definitely will.
And I would be very, very happy if it's true and you can write me you have found some way of helping yourself by this, because then I know you will one day you will be an excellent counselor also for other people. No, I think you remember you are the first patient you have. Yes?
Yes, absolutely. And I've often thought if I could work through some of my problems, I think it's a point of strength with clients or as a counselor, because you're not perfect. And you have
no need to be perfect, but you need to look with both eyes to the patients and not with one eye on yourself. In that case, you are blocked. So go further of yourself try to transcend yourself. You understand? Then the fully capacity of you comes out, and you have a lot of capacity. That your life way proves. You're a good mother, and you're a good wife, and you're good. So you have already succeeded in a lot of things doing in your life. So you have a lot of capacities.
Oh, well, thank you.
Well, so if you are not blocked by watching yourself, that all comes out. So you will be a very good counselor, I'm sure of that.
Thank you, I really appreciate it.
And you give me some note?
For sure, for sure.
Oh, that's all right. So you tried.
Oh, yes. Right.
That's good. So we can.
I forgot mine.
Well, this applause is for you. Not for me, it's for you.
No, I do.
For your ability to laugh about your fear.
Oh, I was